So, in the last video I recorded, I spoke about the keys of C and D, the notes that were in those, both of those keys, and the chromatic figures that are in both of those keys using all of those notes. So that would be C to C sharp to D, that would be E to F sharp, and that would be F to F sharp to G. So what makes these chromatic is that they are all a half step away from one another. So this is a minor second from this place. This is a minor second from here. This is a minor second from here. This is a minor second from here. And this is a minor second from here. Every other note that I didn't play is actually a major second away. Like how G to A would be a major second. A to B is a major second. Actually, B to C is a minor second. So I forgot that B to C sharp is another chromatic figure that we have. So we have 4 of those. And everything else is a major second away. Major second, major second, major second. Now, the difference between a minor second and a major second is, again, one's a half step and one's a whole step. Minor second is a half step away. Ta-dum, 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 ta-dum. This is a whole step away because you're not playing an enharmonic in between. You're not playing this little boop, boop, boop half step in between. So it just makes it a whole. Major second, minor second, major second, minor second. What's interesting about this relationship is how close these two sound to one another while still sounding like they're creating the space for something to happen next. All of this is subjective, by the way. This is my opinion. This isn't like law or anything. Ta-dum, ta-dum, ta-dum. What are we spelling here? Typically, minor seconds and things like that are used in dream sequences or things dealing with water in the ocean. Whole tone sequence, whole tone scale. It is actually built up of a bunch of whole steps. It's called the whole tone sequence because they're all a major second away from one another. They're all a whole step away from one another. Then the chromatic scale is obviously built off of minor seconds. But these intervals can say nothing on their own. Indeed, they are pronounced more when something else is happening. So, as much as this sounds like it could be leading to something, it also sounds like it needs to move on to have a purpose. These 2 notes alone can create a drone effect. Ta-dum, ta-dum, ta-dum. And I'm sure a more patient person would listen to these 2 notes just on their own and go, that's enough. Just those 2 things are saying something in and of themselves. Ta-da, ta-dum, ta-da, ta-dum, ta-dum. By varying the rhythm of what you're playing, you can create something. I don't know what to call that something, but with a variation of rhythm, you can create a distinct sound. I'm going to keep the rhythm the same in my left hand and play a different rhythm in my right hand using the same two notes. Some other elements I used there were dynamics, how that figure got softer then grew louder, gradually increasing in temperament and urgency and increasing something in the song. And in that figure, you're able to feel, oh, this is going somewhere. So whether you use different notes or not, you can increase urgency and increase feeling by using dynamics. Another thing that sort of creates a distinction between even just having two notes alone is, beyond rhythm and beyond dynamics, is using those notes in different octaves. It's still the same notes, but it adds a certain story. It has a sense of getting along while exchanging places. If you move from middle C to C, what would this be? C5, then to C6, they're all an octave away, but being at these different ranges, these different part of the, adds a certain something. They just sound different. When played together, it sounds uniform, doesn't it? It's like, it almost sounds militant, like it just has this aspect of we're the same no matter where we're positioned, no matter what position we're in, we agree and we continue and we make. This is what happens. Now you can use those very same notes, vary the rhythm, vary the placement, vary who's speaking when, and you can completely change the organization, the coordination. It almost sounds like there are too many cooks in the kitchen, everyone's speaking at once. Who has this important thing to say? Nobody really knows. They want to be on the same page, but they aren't necessarily saying the same things. So here we go. We're going to listen to the minor second. How does the minor second sound when played together in 1 octave range? We hear what do we hear beyond just these 2 notes? Da, do, da, do, da, do. I hear ta do, ta do. Again, I hear this sort of air of militant belief or trudging, or hey, this is how it is no matter what. Again, you're moving between 2 notes, only 2 notes. So there isn't much expansion behind 2 notes. It's just, this is what it is. You can lift up into the belief. You can sink further into it. You can go, this is the song. This is the song. This is the song. This is the song. Again, I would say rhythm, playing what note when is the thing that's really going to give this song its appeal. This is a song. This is the 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 song. There's a great amount of variation that can be built around a very simple figure, a very simple understanding of an idea. Between 2 notes, You can create a sense of urgency. I would say that was very disorganized, which is exactly what I was going for. Then you can create a sense of uniformity. I would say adding, not necessarily pauses or breaks, but definitely adding length, giving each sound a duration will create a feeling of. What is that feeling? Only by testing different durations will we know what that feeling is. If I play C and only C in the bass, this is the steady rhythm that'll happen in bass. Change the duration of the notes in the right hand will give us something to listen to. It's almost like Morse code. These are the long notes, these are the shorts. Now, I don't know Morse code, so I doubt that I said anything just then. But it's like, that's another way you can build a story. Using the duration. How long is this sound going to ring? How long will this sound be present? What is this sound saying to me if I hear this long passage in just a single note? It isn't necessarily that it has to be the most happening. And also, you can get an understanding of what's happening by so very little going on, but it having its own meaning by it having its own length. Okay, now I added extra notes. That was an accident. But yeah, it's sort of like there's a sort of disorganization again with these like really short sporadic things. But that's why it's also interesting that it depends on how you lead into the next note too. So how I was going very staccato at first, and then I eventually moved into this sort of legato, sort of the last note was accented and the very first like leaned into it. It was longer and then that one was shortened. So it's like, what is that saying? Breathe. creating shape can come very simply and easily, even with only a short amount of notes. I want to say a short amount of notes. That's not really what I mean to say. Like, with only a little bit of attention given to how many notes are played. So by that I mean I played 2 notes, a minor second, and also at some point I had played the major second. So just those 2 notes, by varying the rhythm, the duration, so like the length of the note was played, by varying the volume at which they were played, so giving them some dynamics, and then also the direction the note was played, so lean in. Like, you can use 2 notes at a time to create a shape quite divine. I didn't want to rhyme, but I wanted to rhyme at the same time, so ignore me. But yeah, I would say today we worked on and heard variation in very little, which enough of the time is something that can really be used in daily life. Sometimes we don't recognize that, hey, we have just enough. It's how we use it. It's what we do with it that allows for this great understanding and diversity and strength in just doing enough, which is still just the simplest things. So tomorrow we're going to create shape in the thirds: minor third and major third. Ta-da-doo.